Hi, I'm Choi Ying. So thanks for joining us here. I'm going to talk about the Awaken the Dragon Within Qigong. I'm kind of read off this so that way I can keep it focused. Well, this system is started when I was doing Tai Chi. When I was practicing Tai Chi, we do standing meditations, and I find that it creates more tensions. And I couldn't feel it. A lot of time I don't have access to the class or the teachers. So I don't have the ability to adjust it. I just stand and continue to stand. I think that I was doing correctly, but then I just create more pain on my knees and also a lot of tensions. It doesn't really feel good about it. So when we get into a standing posture, is actually one of the important components, key in Tai Chi practice, along with any other martial arts. It's about rooting. For martial arts, it's about rooting. For health-wise, it's about relaxation. It's about opening up the channel. It's also about opening up the joint, improve our nervous system, all that great stuff. What I'm here to share with you, for you to learn this, is that I developed a 13 posture. They are martial art posture that I learned over the years. And what it does is actually be able for me to build my way up to the standing posture and to be able to feel, making sure I'm actually aligned when I'm standing. I'm on the correct alignment from my heel up to my hips, relax those hips, the waist, all the way to the shoulder, to the neck, to the crown. All of this information you can read about. But unfortunately, you can read about it until you start practicing. You don't realize there's a lot more tensions in different parts of our body. So the 13 posture is actually built a strong foundations. And in this course, it's going to teach you how to do it, why you're doing it, and how to adjust. And then over time, I teach you what the best time to practice, how do you practice, right? A lot of time is that we can learn something, we can observe it, we can practice, but we're not sure if we're doing it right or wrong. And I always say this a lot, is that when you practice something, especially in martial art or Tai Chi, even standing posture, it takes about 6 months to a year before you start realizing you do it wrong or you do it correctly. Because what is the first thing that happens to us? Tensions occur, we get more pain, especially the knee. The knee is going to tell us a lot of stories. The minute you start making sound, you start feeling it, you're going to notice that something is not right. So the 13 posture, Awaken the Dragon Within, is to help you to be able to start building a strong foundation, work your way through it. And now I can do 40 minutes to an hour standing posture, and I know how to feel it. I know how to adjust it. I know what is tight, what is loose, just to be able to utilize the health benefits. And then for martial art is to be able to root through my feet. So the strong posture or clear alignment, it gives you the really zero guesswork. You are going to play around, constantly adjusting at the very beginning of the first 2 months. And then when you get into standing, you already know, because your body always remember, if we use our body through habits. So we do want to create good habits. And it's going to help you feel the difference. So this is not theory, this is felt, right? So Awaken the Dragon Within is a system of 13 standing posture, which are designed to build the unshakable foundations every martial artist needs. And whether your path is Tai Chi, Kung Fu, or both. I spent a lot of years doing Wing Chun Kung Fu, martial arts, and it's incredible arts that I still love, I still practice. And what I noticed over the years is that, Wing Chun martial arts, we really good with our hands, sticky hand, chi sao techniques. But then I've always find that people are bigger than me naturally. So it's so easy for me to get pushed off. I just don't understand the rooting. I'm doing the posture, I'm doing the form, but I'm not getting the rooting. Not until I start really, when I start with Tai Chi, with a great master, with a group of teachers that are incredible, know what they do and practice over the years. Even then, I start to begin to do the standing posture. I have a lot of tensions. I didn't feel good after standing even 10, 20 minutes. And it doesn't mean I don't practice. I do practice, I do my own research, I do listen to my teachers and watching all this information, but I'm not getting there. And I don't have access to the masters. So when I start to realize that I start to break it down to small, simple steps, simple posture where I can test it. And I begin to test it so I can begin to feel where where my positions are, where my alignments are, and then making sure that I'm standing correctly, felt and feel that I release those tensions, and then I'm not putting weight or energy on my knees so I don't get my knee injury or prevent knee injury. And that's really the key to rooting, especially standing posture. And then over time, it starts to improve. I start adding more and more posture, and those postures are what we completely use in Tai Chi. So if you're doing Tai Chi, you see the form, you've done any of the form, or you're new to the form, that's okay. This foundation is gonna get you much more better off when you start doing Tai Chi, because then you move correctly, you shift your weight and energy correctly, so that way you know how you're supposed to move your body, connect. And that's the key, it's about body connections. So each posture roots you deeper. In each sections, it rewires your stance from the ground up. The results are all coming from my own proof, right? So a body that knows its own architect, a stance that hold under pressure. Literally, you can be more stronger, more balanced, and a foundation strong enough to carry anything that comes next, which means you take that to your daily walking, sitting on the desk, jumping, playing, walking in the park, hiking. It does improve your awareness of your body structure, because if I'm going hiking, I'm very mindful with my body posture, making sure that I'm walking correctly in balance and without tension. Even though now sometimes if I don't pay attention, I can carry tension because of habits, and I just stand, and when I stand just a few seconds, I can release those tension, and that's what this foundation does. So, and what you're gonna gain is actually a structural power, right? Martial art, we want to be rooted. We want to be able to neutralize our opponent's force with internal energy and also in external. Because if you're a smaller person, you don't want to fight force on force. So you want to be able to utilize your rooting energy, your body posture, and stand, move, breathe with alignment strengths that reduces chronic tensions. And chronic tensions are usually from bad habits, and also prevent injury. If you have previous injury, this can actually improve your body. It can actually help with it. And I read a lot of testimony out there, people that do standing posture, that do it correctly, actually have improved their health, even with preconditioned knee injuries. So of course it regulates the nervous system. The mastery is how much time they're willing to practice, how much effort you're willing to put in there. We can spend a lot of years, 10, 20 years to do a standing meditation. We don't get anywhere because we're not standing correctly. We don't know how to feel it. So this 13 posture build the foundation. Every posture give you ability to feel where your foot are standing. And you stand, the longer you stand, the better you improve. And I'm true experience on that. So embodying confidence, right? The kind that comes from doing the work, not reading about it. So for me, when I do a lot of research, when I watch video, it's great information. If I don't practice, I don't go in and dive into it and feel it, I don't know what's right or what's wrong, right? Because great teacher, research and history have documented, especially like Tai Chi is several hundred years old. You can research and find documents of people writing books, translations, and they all describe, regardless of what style, they describe the same principle. And because they describe the same principle, I'm just standing there visualizing, analyzing. I still doesn't really know I'm doing what I'm doing. But the Darchen posture puts you step by step to be able to build the foundation. And by the time you finish the 13 posture for the few months of practice, you can always, actually one of the Tai Chi standing is in part of the posture for a reason. And then I guide you through the standing, the correction, how to adjust, what is it you're adjusting, and then what are you feeling? How do you feel for the energy? And then how to release those tension. And that is the most key of standing or practice Tai Chi. I call it Tai Chi body is free from pain. Okay, so who is this for? This is for you. Basically, if you hear it, it is already for you. But if you watching this and you wonder what it is, it's for beginners that learn Tai Chi like myself. When I started beginning Tai Chi, when I did years of Tai Chi, I still don't understand the posture rooting. So for beginners, you want to build a strong foundation. When you do have access to a class or a teacher or a masters out there, then you're not really behind. You have a strong foundation of your body and mind, then you can just learn, observe a lot more quicker and efficient. Experience, this is a funny thing because there's people that I know that practice 10, 20, 30 years and never get to rooting. Whether they standing correctly or not, I don't know. Whether they have a good teacher or not, I don't know. This is all about really, what's the point of practicing something 10, 20 years and you don't get any result? You want to build this, you want to practice this, you want to be 3 to 6 months and you have a strong rooting and you know how to feel it. So when a teacher comes and correct your form, you know what he's talking about. You can feel what he's talking about internal. He can adjust it and you can feel it. So that is for experience, people that want to learn this. So that's it. I'm gonna keep it short and thank you for joining the sessions. I'll see you next video. So simple mind, simple movement, right? This is helping you build a strong foundation. Whether you're an athlete, whether you just want to exercise, you want to find more rooting, more structure, this is for you. And welcome again.